Thanks, Deasley. Yeah, we can do Consumed by the Apocalypse. I haven't seen this one yet, I don't think.
Of all the species to have ever lived, all but a tiny fraction have gone extinct. At some point in the future, the
Yeah,
same
it's
fate
wild, wassy.
will befall humanity. It may take centuries, it might take eons, but extinction is unavoidable.
Not true.
The future is
With
fraught with
CRISPR.
uncertainty, and the apocalypse.
Oh, is this gonna be like Nibiru?
Nearly
Nibiru?
800,000 years ago, an approximately 1 kilometer wide asteroid collided with Earth. The crater has yet to be located, but fragments from the impact
yeah, I've seen that
have been
feedback.
found scattered across the eastern hemisphere, an expansive strewn field
I'm
that
familiar
covers
with that
up
as well,
to
Sweaty.
30% of the planet's surface. Our distant ancestors were not only alive to witness this event, but managed to adapt and survive. Impacts of this magnitude occur roughly once every 500,000 to 2 million years. More devastating impacts, like the one that nearly wiped out the dinosaurs, are far less frequent,
Wow.
possibly striking once every 100 million years.
So has that been completely confirmed that it was an
Whether a
asteroid that
collision
killed
of
the
this
dinosaurs?
magnitude is
I don't
survivable
keep up with dinosaur
is a
news.
matter of debate.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
The kinetic energy released upon impact would be equivalent to the simultaneous detonation of billions of atomic bombs.
No, I'm gonna say it's
Those
confirmed
who survived the
because
initial blast
it's said in
would
this
be
video.
subjected to unrelenting earthquakes, firestorms, and tsunamis. A thick layer of smoke and dust would quickly envelop the globe and blot out the sun. An impact winter that could last for months or even years.
And the dinosaurs were too
Darkness,
fucking stupid to
freezing
have
cold,
electricity,
and global famine
so they couldn't have
would throw
heaters.
the world into chaos. In spite of this, long-term survival is not inconceivable. Small pockets of humanity may take refuge underground and would at least be given a chance to rebuild civilization. But make no mistake, it would be a close call.
Maybe, but what if we made a giant protective layer around Earth?
The
Made out of
survivability
metal
of an impact
to bounce
also
it
depends
back.
on how much time we have to prepare. More than 90% of nearby asteroids and comets larger than 1 kilometer have already been detected. If one of them were on a collision course with Earth,
I think so, Shock.
we'd know for decades or even centuries in advance.
All good, pal.
But this was not always the case.
Thanks for some weed.
In 1983, a 9-kilometer wide comet was only spotted 2 weeks prior to its closest approach.
Oof.
That's 2 weeks of preparation had it been aiming for Earth. While things have significantly improved since 1983, space is impossibly vast. In 2019, an asteroid capable of leveling a city was detected a day before it flew 5 times closer to the Earth than the Moon.
Whoa! I never heard about that.
While the odds of an extinction
I wonder
level
what
collision
city that would have
are
hit.
remote, it's not impossible. There is a class of objects known as Damocloids. Damocloids are typified by their highly eccentric orbits and low reflectivity, meaning they periodically pay us a visit and are extremely difficult to detect. We're currently tracking about 200, but there could
So
be
is this
hundreds
whole
more
video about how
tumbling
Earth
through
could
the solar
end?
system.
The multiple ways, so this one's
Damocloids
focusing
are,
on the
average,
asteroid.
16 kilometers
Next one will probably
wide.
be heat death.
If one of them were on a collision course with Earth, there might not be any warning.
I know, guns. I'm just pretty tired of RuneScape, man. I just don't have any goals.
When massive stars die, they explode. If a star went supernova within 30 light years of Earth, it would be cause for concern.
We should really just put jets on this fucking planet so we can move it around.
Fortunately, more than
just in case.
90% of the stars within this bubble have already been discovered, none of which are at risk of exploding anytime soon. But some supernovae can still pose a threat from thousands of light years away. It's a gamma-ray burst, produced by only the most violent explosions in the universe. Instead of a spherical blast, a gamma-ray burst will channel the explosion into two highly concentrated beams. More energy is released in a few seconds than the sun will radiate in its entire lifetime.
Whoa, what the fuck? That's pretty cool. It's the second most violent explosion, though, second only to gamer rage. But still pretty impressive
effects of a
stats.
nearby supernova or gamma-ray burst are poorly understood. We do know that the atmosphere would absorb much of the high-energy radiation, but this may also strip the Earth of its protective layer of ozone. If so, harmful levels of ultraviolet radiation from the sun would penetrate down to the surface. Certain chemical reactions may also darken the sky and induce global cooling, a cosmic winter of sorts. This could last for years and would be lethal to many plants and animals. In fact, a gamma-ray burst might be responsible for a mass extinction that killed roughly 70% of all marine species nearly 500 million years ago.
The late Ordovician.
Now, humanity could easily protect itself against ultraviolet sun rays, but living through a mass extinction would not be a pleasant experience. While some authors have painted a far bleaker image, with one hemisphere effectively sterilized by intense radiation, these findings have been contested in recent years. The latest research identifies ozone depletion as the primary threat. Nevertheless, a gamma-ray burst sniping the Earth from across the galaxy is extremely improbable. All of them have so far been extragalactic in origin, much too distant to pose a threat.
Fucking crazy that you can see shit across the galaxy, and it looks so lame.
None of them.
That was apparently more heat than the sun will ever generate, and it just looked like a small zit. Fucking nuts.
Apart from impact events and stellar explosions, the foreseeable future is free of cosmic threats. Other eventualities are either too improbable or won't happen for millions of years.
Thanks to Prime Pork.
Ample time for us to prepare, other calamities permitting.
I really enjoyed it, Jake. Thanks to the gift sub, only made this sub to Charlie. Imagine if humans didn't need to sleep. We could already have the technology required to just stop gamma bursts and supernovas and blow up asteroids.
Around 74,000 years ago, a large volcano erupted in Southeast Asia. It is the most powerful volcanic eruption in human history.
Thanks to give sub Crumple. Yeah, no, Exerbia.
For up to 2 weeks, it spewed enormous quantities of ash and dust into the atmosphere, enough to block out the sun and potentially cool the planet. A volcanic winter. But there's great uncertainty about the effects of the eruption on both the climate and humanity. It ranges from severe
tier 1. Hey, makes it tier 1 Arcadum.
With the latest research supporting the latter. In either case, this is good news.
I didn't see any of those
that supervolcanic eruptions pose little to no threat to human existence.
Thank you, man. Appreciate the fucking generosity. Thank you, Arcadum.
Then so
should
should we.
10 gift subs, man.
But there is something even more destructive than supervolcanic eruptions. It's known
I
as
added
a
you on Discord, by the way, man.
basalt event.
I'm excited.
The largest one occurred 250 million years ago. An enormous outpouring of molten rock covered a region of Siberia the size of Europe.
Mount St. Helen is going to kill us all.
It just so happens to coincide
well, then do
with
something
the
about it.
deadliest
Pussy,
mass
stop it.
extinction in history. The good news is, flood basalt events are both rare and slow. Instead of a singular event, it's a series of eruptions taking place over thousands or even millions of years. As such, even if one began tomorrow, it might just be slow enough for us to adapt and survive.
Oh shit.
Throughout the centuries, pandemics have exacted a heavy toll on humankind. Among the worst was the Black Death. In less than a decade, it killed between 25 and 60% of the European population.
Holy shit, I didn't know it was that
count
much.
Is unknown.
God
At least
damn.
tens of millions. The
What was-
Colombian exchange of diseases
What was the cause of
and the
that?
Spanish flu claimed the lives of many millions more. The
Holy
tragedy
shit.
of these pandemics and epidemics notwithstanding, they
Rats
never
was
came
the Black
close
Death?
to extinction. None of them killed more than a few percent of the global population. For instance, the Spanish flu infected nearly 1/3 of humanity, yet the vast majority of cases did not result in death. A pathogen that not only infects but also kills every single member of a species is difficult to imagine. In fact, there are very few examples of infectious disease driving a species to extinction. With that being said, it's not inconceivable. For instance, pathogens that can pass between multiple species can be far deadlier than those limited to just one.
Yeah, I
The
definitely didn't see that one,
H5N1
Depresso. That doesn't
avian
sound familiar.
influenza, also known as the bird flu, is one such virus. So far, it's transmissible between humans and birds, but it can't sustainably spread among humans. However, laboratory experiments have shown that it may eventually acquire this ability through natural mutations.
Thanks for Prime Silver.
If so, it could easily become the worst pandemic in human history. But even this horrifying proposition does not come close to extinction. In a worst-case scenario, most of humanity would still survive.
Thanks to Prime Jackson. There's one discovered by Russia,
Pandemics are
H5N8.
complicated. It's
know
a
what the fuck
topic
that
that's
is.
more relevant now than ever before and cannot possibly be done justice in a few short minutes. But in the narrow context of human extinction, it seems unlikely for nature to stumble upon that perfect storm.
Thanks to resub, nice balls, bro.
Apart from volcanic eruptions and natural pandemics, the Earth has no inherent
Yeah,
means of
probably got them.
eradicating the human race.
Still interesting.
No other form of natural calamity is powerful enough to threaten our existence. As such, the most immediate threat to humanity
Is
has for a
humanity
long time
itself.
been, and continues to be, humanity. While nature may
Thanks to
struggle to
Prime
devise
Elite.
a world-ending pandemic, it may not have to.
Thanks to
Biotechnology is
Resub, Need
now
for Speed, and
advanced to a
Stewart.
point where we can engineer pathogens in a laboratory. While this can greatly benefit our understanding and treatment of infectious diseases, it's not without risk. Accidental breaches of containment have happened on multiple occasions, and these experiments are not always conducted in the name of science.
Thanks to the gift sub, Eddie. And thanks to the
These
bit Z.
engineered microbes are concerning because their destructive potential far exceeds that of their natural
Christ, how many
counterparts.
are there?
They can be deadlier, more transmissible, and less treatable. And the rapid pace of technological progress is constantly lowering the threshold for bioengineering.
His biggest concern was, he said it in so many words, that a small group of dedicated scientists could create an altered biological agent that could wipe out humanity as we know it.
Technically speaking, you can do almost anything with a microbe. The real question is, will you end up with a microbe that functionally will do the things that the concerned person at your hearing said, namely, essentially wipe out everyone from the face of the earth? Again, that's conceivable, although it's inconceivable, but it is, in fact, anything is possible. It would be very,
nice.
very difficult to do that. Extraordinarily difficult, even in the best of hands, to
Please
not
give me
only
some
do
shock.
the engineering to get a microbe that has the characteristics, but be able to spread in a way in which it has virulence, transmissibility, and the ability to go in a sustained, transmissible way.
If technology
Not
reaches that
impossible,
point,
but
wouldn't
very
we be able to
difficult.
make a cure just as fast? I don't know, man. What the fuck are you asking me? I don't fucking work for the CDC. I have no idea. I would say probably not, though, if it breaks out unexpectedly. Okay. That's enough doomsday scenarios for now, I think.